Well, good morning. We are returning to our live stream set of stops. Final one today. We're on YouTube, and we'll be here until about 8:30 with the Hal Racers, who are now reassembling, with Johnny and Steph in the studio, along with their special guest, Michael J. Thorpe. And we're going to listen to them in a minute here while we're assembling and getting ready for more fun and frivolity over the next little bit.
And here's my buddy, Michael J. Thorpe, who's in the studio with us here this morning, and we get to see him once a year, whether we need it or not.
Well, thanks for that.
Yeah, I do enjoy it. Michael and I go way back, obviously, and one of my very good friends, and he does some of the really cool things that are going on in this area. Sometimes he's involved in the Humanity and Harmony concert, which we've talked about for years on this station and other stations.
Hard to believe it's been 13.
Yeah, this is the 13th Humanity and Harmony Music Festival coming up. Daniel World Music Days. Give them the elevator speech on this right now.
Well, and the whole idea about Humanity and Harmony was to bring people together to talk. Sometimes, the way the world is these days, it's hard to talk. People yell.
Yeah.
But if you're a musician, what do? You look at the notes, and you all try to play the same note, and you talk about the music, and and maybe each instrument you play, it sounds a little different with the same note, but they all go together in harmony.
Right.
The point is, if you can talk about music and work together, we can talk.
Right.
And that's the whole idea. So over the years, we brought all kinds of different bands here, whether they were mariachis or Arab bands or Greek bands or harps and sitars, and just think of their genre, and we've brought them in to play together on the same stage on the same night.
All different cultures, but all with this common denominator of music.
Exactly. And the last song we play every year is a song called Salam.
Right.
And Salam is an Arabic word.
Right.
It's a Hebrew word.
Yes.
It means peace,
Yep.
love, all those things. But it's the same thing in two different languages. So we have everybody play Salam and sing Salam together at the end in their own style. So when we go this weekend, we've got Stephanie Bonnier, who's like the voice of Flint.
Right.
She does torch songs, and
Right.
and Cliff is going to be Cliff Bonnier is a great pianist. He's playing for her
All right.
this time. So she'll do it kind of maybe in a torch style.
Okay.
And then we've got Sheldon Lowe, who's a world rock star in the Jewish genre. He travels all over the world, 150 shows a year.
Right.
And he'll do it in the rock style.
Yes.
And then we've got the Dort Honors String Quartet, young people, high school kids that go to the Flint School of Performing Arts, the largest performing arts school in the state of Michigan.
Right.
And they are going to play a classical piece this year by Beethoven. We got to have some class in there, right?
Right.
And then I'm really excited because the Reverend Robert Jones is coming back to visit with us. And Robert, he's truly a pastor. I mean, this is not a name that he made up. He's a pastor of a Detroit church.
Right.
The Reverend Robert Jones is a master of the blues. He teaches at Wayne State University at the Berklee School of Music in Boston, and he has a radio show. He's not
Joined now by SIBO.
He's on later in the day, so he doesn't have to get up early. He's a blues man. But when he does his explanation of blues, which is everything from slave songs and spirituals, he plays them and he sings them and he ties it all together because the blues is everywhere. You play the blues every day.
Yeah.
The Stones, they're about the blues.
Zeppelin.
Rock and roll, country music is the blues.
Led Zeppelin, it was solid blues, and people don't realize that when you start to take it apart, though, again, it's, this Becoming Led Zeppelin documentaries out talks about that. And yeah, that's right. It is a common denominator.
It's the blues. And when you hear Robert do his explanation, it's a wonderful show, and you can hear it all put together. He is just a master. And it's at 7 o'clock on Saturday.
Right.
And the beauty for me, I like a quick show. I do a radio show.
Right.
Not a surprise, right?
Right.
So we start. We don't stop. There's no breaks. A couple times I'll talk. Maybe too much, but I do.
Right.
You know how that goes.
Yeah.
And we'll be done 8:30, 8:45.
Beautiful.
So come in and do this. It's a $10 show. Now, Mott is sometimes difficult to understand where to go.
Right.
So for those of you who know about Mott, there are 3 buildings along Court Street. The one in the center is the library. And the one closest to where the old Flint Central is, down there towards Crepo, that is the Mott Memorial Building.
And that's where you're going.
That's where you go. If you get there, you're cool.
All right, beautiful. And that's on Saturday night at 7 o'clock. Tickets at the door?
Yes, tickets at the door. One last thing I wanted to mention, 2 years ago, we were getting ready to do the show, and there was a terrible attack in Israel.
Right.
In the beginning of a war that's gone on for 2 years.
Yep.
It was That's about a week before the show. That changes everything when you're doing a show like that, right? Especially when it's sponsored by the Flint Jewish Federation.
Right.
Well, this week we are going to dedicate our whole show to the released hostages,
Yeah.
the fact that the bombs are not falling anymore,
Yeah.
and people are going home. Whether this is the end, it doesn't matter. It's a beginning.
Yeah.
So we're going to celebrate that as well. So it's kind of a cool thing. A 13th.
Yeah, and I was going to mention that. It's interesting how this thing timed out for you, and the piece came last weekend, and you've got this show this weekend. That's amazing.
It is amazing. Maybe it's a little signal for us. I hope.
That's amazing. This Reverend Robert Jones that you're talking about here is really interesting to me because I was reading up on him, and apparently he plays a zillion different instruments, including guitar, harmonica, mandolin, banjo, fiddle, ukulele. It's the proper pronunciation.
Yeah, it is. Sounds weird, but it is right.
Ukulele, not ukulele, apparently. But it's like all these other words in our language that have changed somewhere down. When did Jaguar become Jaguar?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if we went back and forth on that one.
Yeah, and when did poinsettia become poinsettia?
Well, that was the guy's name.
Okay,
That's
fine.
why. That was his name.
Fine, but now we've got apparently the latest, of course, is going to be ukulele. So,
Ukulele. Anyway, he plays the ukulele too.
so this guy's really well fleshed out. The guy's a well-rounded multi-instrumentalist and a preacher.
And a preacher. 6 albums.
Pretty amazing.
Travels the world, but you know what he does? He needs to be back Sunday mornings because that's when he works.
Right. And just to one more time, I'm sorry to do this to you, but can you explain so people understand the Daniel Pearl Association here with the Daniel Pearl World Music Day on this particular day, the 13th Humanity and Harmony Music Festival is held?
Well, Daniel Pearl, and it really is kind of poignant reminder. In 2002, and it may be a lot of people's first memories of horror of the internet. Daniel Pearl, a Wall Street Journal reporter, young guy, was in the Middle East, and he was kidnapped and beheaded live on television.
Yeah, we all remember that.
And his parents, obviously horrified by the whole thing, knew that from then on their son would always be remembered for that. They didn't want that.
Right.
And I almost hate to talk about it, but just because of that. But what they decided to do is create this thing called Daniel Pearl World Music Days, and all over the world,
Right.
people do concerts and have programs remembering Daniel Pearl. Just put his name there.
Right.
I had an opportunity to talk to Ruth Pearl years ago. She passed a couple of years ago, and all she could say was, "Thank you for helping us remember my son."
Yeah.
And that was, and we were remembering him with music, and he was a brilliant violinist.
Yeah.
And he could play the fiddle too. Same instrument, different sound, right?
Right.
And so that was their idea, music all over the world. So when people think of Daniel Pearl, they won't think of the horror, they'll think of music. So that's kind of what we're doing here, remembering Daniel Pearl with the thing he loved most, and that's music.
Well, there you go. And this weekend on Saturday, a celebration of that music and the internationality of it all and the cultural aspects of it all at this international annual Humanity and Harmony Music Festival. Signature concert scheduled for 7 o'clock on Saturday at Mont Community College Memorial Auditorium, as Michael just described, where that is, featuring 4 acts with an eclectic mix of styles and culture. You get everything from jazz to blues to every kind of music you can imagine.
And it moves fast. I'm a fast-moving kind of guy.
There you go. And it's a ton of fun. And a great job that you've been doing over there for all these years on this one, Michael. Thank you.
I'm old.
What's that?
I'm old. I've been around for a very long time.
Don't bring that up. Humanity and...
Yeah, you're my older brother.
The website that you might want to check is humanityinharmony.info. Humanityinharmony.info. You can buy tickets at the door, 7 o'clock this Saturday. All right, thank you, Michael.
Thank you, John.
Have a great one.
Thank you.
Continued
And I love the
success.
caricature there. Did you notice the caricature on the flyer?
Oh, Michael, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that one before there.
It's on the cover of one of my books.
Yeah.
I see that.
Music books, though, yeah.
Michael has done a lot of things since his semi-retirement from the world. He was, obviously TV and radio, but he's been writing a lot of books over the years. The Great Lakes Trivia Test is one of my favorites, and there's also the Greater Great Lakes Trivia Test as well. Michiganians you should know, and I think...
And some you do and don't know why.
That's right. And a couple of others that I don't even remember the names of, but you got the kids book too.
The legend of the abominable huckleberry.
That's what it is.
Or the practically true story of how the Huckleberry Railroad got its name.
There you go, the practically true story, which means don't count on
That
it.
means I made it up. But I made it up nice and then spelled it properly.
All right, Michael, thank you for stopping by, and tell your family, everybody, we said hello, all right? It's 8:15.
The Foxhole Morning Show. Johnny Burke and Steph still to come.
All right, we have a gift certificate we still have to give away. Carriage Town Bakery and Blue Line Donuts, so stick around for that opportunity coming up this hour on the Fox.
This hour has been in service of Genesee County Parks. Fall has arrived in Genesee County Parks. Crisp air, colorful leaves, and scenic trails make it the perfect season to get outside and explore. Take a peaceful walk and capture the beauty of the changing season. Get away right away and plan your visit at GeneseeCountyParks.org.
That's correct. As we hearken back to the days when U of M Flint shared a campus with Mott, Linda was a science nerd back in the day at Mott Memorial Building. Blowing things up, as most science nerds tended to do. I took a lot of chemistry classes in school that really kind of always smelled funky. Every time you walked into the chem lab, it would always smell funky because people were in the process of mixing stuff that they maybe shouldn't have been mixing. But, you know, experimentation being what it is. I mean, I guess that's eventually how we ended up with AI, you know. Anyway, we're into the National Bosses Day mode here today, and it's also Global Cat Day. It could be argued that they are one and the same. National Bosses Day and Global Cat Day. So if you're one who has, or you just took biology class. You learn things there too. Did you ever have to Did you have to dissect a frog when you were in biology class? 'Cause I had to do that one time. That was not easy. That was a mess. For me, that would have been messier than going to a cooking class, which I never had to do because that was when the genders were definitely separated. Guys went to wood shop and metal class, and home ec was the female version of that particular class time. Rachel is here, and yes, she did do the dissection. Successfully. Did the patient survive?
We were shocked at what we saw.
Royal Rachel?
Our own tap water was putting our health at risk, but Leave Home Water Solutions made it
Linda was no science nerd?
water from every tap and hose. A whole home solution.
They have more than 250 product combinations and designed a system that fits our needs and budget.
Yeah, that whole frog dissection thing was kind of a...
Solutions, our water is
That's
safer
tricky.
and healthier. When we
That
drink,
was tricky.
When we cook, when we shower, even when we garden.
We feel better about our health.
Thanks to Leave Home Water Solutions.
Schedule your water test today at leavehome.com/save and save 15% on all home water treatment systems.
Sheila did front,
Leavehome.com/save for your free home water test and
piglet,
15% off.
and cat, and you failed. Won't do them. Rachel says her patient was already dead when she got him, but she almost died. Oh, God. Fruit flies for Linda. Okay. Jeez. Those were the days, though, when they said that you could probably do that. You could dissect an animal and probably get away with it.
Investing wisely or protecting your family's future, our advisors take the time to understand your goals so you can enjoy the season without worry. This fall, while you enjoy the crisp air, Friday night lights.
Okay, let's see what's going on here.
Worry out of your finances because life is better when you're free to focus on what matters most. Financial
But I definitely remember the days in chemistry class when it was always a weird smell in there because of the kind of things that were being cooked up.
That's 810-630-1144 or fsgmichigan.com. Trust, invest, grow.
Hungry for something different? Head to Cottage Inn
I got a
Pizza.
feeling he's going to probably be overdriving these commercials because he spent a lot of time in discussion with Michael a bit ago. So he's got to catch up on some of the stuff he didn't have before.
Dill Ranch Pickle Pizza. Craving dessert? Try the bookie. Part cookie, part brownie, and all delicious. Visit us in Davison. That's Cottage Inn Pizza and Pub, where good times and great food come together. Follow us on Facebook for the latest specials and events. Traffic.
Here we go. New problem is in Clayton Township. We got a crash along the 9400 block of Miller Road that will be a slow spot for now. Also have the other problem on northbound 475, the ramp to Davison Road. The injury crash there is still a problem at that ramp, and we also are looking at a disabled vehicle that is going to be blocking some roadway on Grand Blanc Township at Fox Hill Drive at Porter Road. So take that under advisement as you're heading out to wherever it is you need to go. And on the way, throughout the day, if you need Vehicle City traffic info, you check it out at classicfox.com/traffic. When you run across a problem, we ask you to call us and let us know about it at 810-230-WRSR. That's 810-230-9777 to be a traffic tipster right here on 103.9 The Fox.
Traffic is service of Vic Landscape Supplies. There's still time for Vic Landscape Supplies to get you a variety of driveway material, plus topsoil, mulch, stone, and sand. Check out Vertiblock retaining walls and seawalls as well. Find out more at VicLandscapeSupplies.com. Like them on Facebook, and now let's get thick and busy.
With Guns N' Roses. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Okay, let's see what we've got here, Rachel. Did you see the story about the Pope talking baseball with a fan in the Vatican? Johnny played a clip from that earlier when somebody yelled out, "Go Cubs," and he yelled the Latin version of "They lost" as a retort because he is a White Sox fan, so we did hear that part. Linda told her fetal pig story. Girl in her class brought her sister's pig to school, and you just happen to have a ham sandwich that day. Oh, that's timing is everything, man. Timing is absolutely everything. That was it. Can't mix up the Cubbies and the Sox, which is interesting for those of us who have been in Detroit, or the Detroit area, where we've always had this. We've had every single sport of the four majors, but we've always only had one team. And it's hard to figure out, would your loyalty be split if you had a second team? It happens in New York. It happens in Chicago. It happens out in L.A., where you've got more than one team. You have to pick one. Of course, the closest thing to that here is Michigan State. And there's a lot of that. I mean, there's definitely a lot of that clear division between Michigan State fan population. But I wonder if that would spill over if you got up into the pros. You're either a Cubs fan or you're a Sox fan. I got to give it to the Pope for admitting that, though, because the Sox have been awful for years. They haven't been nearly as awful as the New York Rangers have been in the NHL lately, though. Get this. Anybody who follows anything having to do with hockey, this is the first time this has ever happened. And this is one of the reasons why we haven't seen Billy D lately. He's a big Rangers fan. Yes, he's busy doing his retail thing, so he's got very few hours left in the day for us, but he's a Rangers fan. And I don't know what he feels about this, but they have played 3 home games. The Rangers have. They play at Madison Square Garden. 3 home games. They have yet to score a goal in any home game. They have been shut out 3 out of 3 home games. They've won 2 games, but they're both on the road. Those are the only places that they've scored. That's never happened in the NHL before. A team has played 3 home games, start the season, and they haven't scored a goal yet in any of them. That's nuts. And go sports. Go sports. All right, let me see here. As long as we're talking sports, because, hey, we're into that mode, and we're going to talk about, in a second, show you something that is kind of sports related, but it also ties into our Halloween theme.
And you're the 4th caller this time. You will get that gift certificate we have for Carriagetown Bakery and the Blue Line Donut Shop, which is part of that Carriagetown Bakery and Carriagetown Ministries going on here. And what we talk about every week when we get our donuts in here. gift certificate up for grabs for the fourth caller. You're number 1, number 2, number 3, and 103.9 The Fox. Who's on my phone?
This is Bonnie. How are you?
Oh, let me check, Bonnie. Perfect.
Let's see those hands. Not as perfect as Stephanie.
Oh, oh, you women got to stick together, don't you?
Yeah, we do. Oh, that's glue.
Congratulations, you're here as caller number 4, which means you get the Blue Line Donuts gift certificate from 103.9 The Fox.
Woohoo! Wonderful. I've been hearing about them for quite a while, so I guess I better try them.
Well, enjoy, enjoy, enjoy.
Fire up the glitter ball. It's Casey in the sunshine.
So now, we've been asking for you to show us Halloween-themed stuff, whether it be your decorations around the inside or outside of your home. And in this case, we're going to look at a Halloween attire from Arizona, because Dale is getting ready to go out on Halloween as his hero. This is Dale, his hero, Jared Goff of the Lions. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not. That's Mahomes. That's Patrick Mahomes from the Kansas City Chiefs. And that is what you're going to see Dale masquerading as this Halloween. Patrick Mahomes. Headband and all. There you go. That is what's happening this Halloween there. And if you have something that you'd like to see us that's happening in your area this Halloween, send us, as Dale did, your photo to this address. Email it to me right there. We'll have it on a future episode. We're going to be featuring as many as we can between now and Halloween, which is, of course, well, it's 2 weeks and 1 day away. Simple as that. And then you, too, can be a star of your neighborhood, as Dale will be when he goes out throwing passes in Arizona as Patrick Mahomes of the Kansas City Chiefs. Go Sports! There you go. Thanks to Dale for submitting that to us today. All right, one more time. Before we leave you, we've got to give you a chance to smile at the faces of Deacon and Dior. They are Belgian Terverens who live in Stafford, Virginia. It's Deacon and Dior. Deacon, Dior. There you go. There you go. All right. With that, thank you very much for your attendance, your attention, hanging out for as long as you were able on as many of the platforms as you were able. Those are key pups.
Otherwise, mostly cloudy, a little breezy, and 65 tomorrow. Looks like Saturday is going to have some afternoon showers. Then it'll turn partly sunny, breezy, and 74. Nicest day of the week. And then on Sunday, showers and a possible thunderstorm at 64 degrees at 103.9 The Fox.
So we're 2 weeks and 1 day away from Halloween, which means we're getting ever closer to when Rachel starts playing her favorite music of the season. That'll happen soon. But we're going to be back here tomorrow morning. Of course, it starts on TikTok from 6:30 to 7 o'clock. We'll be here in the Eastern time zone. You all know that. Going over to Facebook from 7 to 7:30. Switching to Twitch from 7:30 to 8. And then on Friday mornings, we always go from 8 to about 8:45 on YouTube, because we wrap up the week with our Friday morning Primal Scream. Do a lot of food fighting, as you guys know. So get set, be armed with all of your food opinions, and we'll be doing all of that stuff when we rejoin you again after you've had a pleasant, peaceful, productive Thursday. Here in Michigan, it's going to be a little brisk, but not something we can't handle in the middle of October, because we're going to be a lot of sunshine with us, okay? The Monster Mash, yes, that's coming up. So tomorrow morning, join us on any or all of those platforms, and we'll have a good time again. More fun, more frivolity, and more you, the Hal Raisers, in the Hal Hole, okay? Okay.